Well, hello and welcome back, everybody. This is going to be kind of a short recap. I was gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Um, we went on my family and I went on a camping trip, so we were out and away from computers. So I wasn't able to take any trades on those days. But you can kind of look over my shoulder and you can see that I I'm changing my tactics a little bit. One of the issues I had when we look back, let's go ahead and I'm going to pull up the screen and we're going to walk over some of the trades we took previously. Okay. So if we look back this week right here, you can see I had a really good start, right? And we went over these trades in my trade recap from last week. But one of the issues I had is that on a couple of these days, actually on almost every day, with the exception of Tuesday. As you can see, I took several trades, right? And on several of these days, I was up well above my threshold. But then I decided to trade in the morning the next day and took it down to below my threshold. Do you see that? My threshold currently, my loss limit is $75. That's where I'm trying to get. That's the most I want to lose in a day. As you can see, I went over that threshold twice. And the worst part about these days is I think on one of these days I was up like 200 bucks and came back down to there. And I don't want to do that anymore. That actually is breaking my rules, but I wasn't really paying attention to that like I should have been. I was looking at that like it was more like I had extra money to lose when I shouldn't have looked at it that way. The way I want to look at it now and the way I'm going to do going forward is I'm going to look at every session as a new trading reset where the most I'm allowed to lose in a session is $75. So, um, and the only difference is if I'm down $75 for the day, I'm no longer allowed to trade on that day. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I'm not even sure if that's true, but we're going to stick with that for right now. So let's look at this. So this comes back to what I've decided to do here. Now you can see I'm marking these as AM and PM because I am trading in the afternoons and then I'm trading in the mornings. And I was noticing before that my trading in the afternoon was working better than my trades in the mornings. But at any rate, Monday morning, I took two trades, 62 bucks. And then in the afternoon, took two trades, was down 80. Then I came back Tuesday morning. I ended up taking four trades, up 116. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm splitting up my sessions. I'm allowing myself $75 worth of loss in each session, but that's it. So what that does is it makes it so that if I have a day like this, so Tuesday morning, which is technically a Wednesday trade, right? Tuesday evening, I'm sorry, I was up 38 bucks at the end of the session. As you can see, I took so many trades that was a minuscule amount of additional P&L. But I didn't go into Wednesday thinking, okay, this is where I'm at. I went into Wednesday with the whole idea of a reset in mind. And so with that in mind, I was only allowing myself to lose $75 from this amount, right? Because it said I had 3750 positive for the day. So I'm allowing myself to lose 75 total, which would have been like a negative 40 overall for the day on my P&L for the day. Um, but I made it, I did two trades. I had a win and a loss, and I was up $43 and I called it for the day. I don't know why exactly I called it. I think it had to do with the time of the morning. I think it was pretty late. Um, but, or I just wasn't feeling it anymore. Oh, you know what it was? It was because this is the day we left to go camping, and I didn't have a lot of extra time to keep looking at the charts. So I got up and I called it. And as you can see, we're hovering right above our break even of 25 grand. I'm looking at this as a positive, right? We had a very gentle motion in the right direction. We ended last week at just below 25 grand, and we ended this week at 25,123. So that's good. I'm looking at that as a positive. Let's jump into our charts here, and we'll take a look at my trades. Let's make sure I can go far enough back. I think I can. Okay. So let's jump back. See if we can get back to... Okay, I think that this is appropriate. So this is Sunday night, I believe. We're going to double check. I took a trade. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. So I think I need to go back some more days here. Let's go back 7 days. Apply. Okay. Now, let's see if we can see a date here. That's the 15th. And we are looking at 15th. So 15th, okay. In the morning of the 15th. So this is what we're looking at, guys. Let's zoom in. Let's see where we're at. So we should be able to go to like 9 a.m. That's usually when I get in here. Okay, this should be starting to get there. Let's see what our trades look like on Monday. Monday morning. So we're at 10:30 right now. 11 o'clock. I haven't taken a trade. I'm thinking what I did actually is took a trade. Took my trades Monday or Sunday. Yeah, that's what happened. I took my trades Sunday, I'm pretty sure. All right. So, yeah. So that's mislabeled. So let's look at actually Sunday night, because that must have been when I took my trades. There they are. So I actually took my trades Sunday night. So that's not labeled correctly. All right, so what we have here is we had pull down into the red line, right? Let's zoom in here. We had a new high. We came down. We hit our red line. We haven't hit for forever. So this is my trade actually, right? That's where I should have gotten in, right there. I think I missed it. I saw this happen and I missed it. So then I saw it come down, make a new high, come down and rest on the gold line. When I saw that, I'm looking for a re-entry at this point and expecting it to go and revisit the previous highs, because that's usually what it does after it takes it off the... So I went ahead and entered here at this break. Up it goes, and I just let it go to my full target. Or I think I just put my stop. Yeah, that's what I did. I put my stop right there just to get what I could out of it. And I hit the target, and I was pretty happy with that. Then look what it did, guys. So I could have put my target here where I expected it to be. Okay, so next it came up here, and it really started doing all this jaggedy stuff. So it made me not really want to be a part of that.
Look, I'm wet because I'm so hot. I sprayed.
All right, so then it came up here and started doing this stuff. So I'm not a big fan of all this gobbledygook, right? So I didn't take this trade because I just didn't like what was happening here.
He needs a bath.
Honey, I am busy right now.
He
All right, so then it came down here, and what I was saying is that from this point came up and started gesturing all over the place. And what I did is I took and I thought, you know what, when it comes back down into this zone, I'm going to say that it's going to hold at this position and I'll expect it to make a new high. And so when it came down, this basically was the top of my resistance, or where my stop would be below here. And I went ahead and entered there, expecting it to make a new high. It started going my way, and I moved my stop up like this, and it actually hit my stop and went out. I could have made it. See what I said? So I was reading everything correctly, but I just didn't like all this stuff happening to the left, and so I was being very conservative with my stop. So I moved my stop up. I just captured what I could out of the trade, and as you can see, it would have gone. It would have filled. It would have just kept going. Actually, look how high it went. See, it went all the way up to here from my entry here. That would have been a really good trade. Obviously, I would have never taken a trade that high. Although here you can see I could have just followed the bottom of the candles all the way up to at least here, right? So that's one way to get the most out of a trade. So that was Sunday night. Now I think then the next thing we want to look at is, because I did not trade Monday morning at all. So we're going to look at Monday night and see if we traded on Monday night. Let's see. Center on it. This is Monday during the day. And I'm not sure I traded Monday night, but we're going to find out. So I think I got, yep, I did. So let's look at our, oh yeah, sale. The reality is this was Sunday morning. This is actually Sunday night. And then Monday night is how I had some negative trades. So let's go back. So here's Monday night. And what is going on here? It looks like I did a buy here, which is an interesting choice. And I think it's because of some resistance. Yeah. So here's some resistance I saw, and I was trading off the resistance. I expected it to go higher, and it came down and failed. That was counter trend, so it's not a smart thing to do. So there's one trade. That's a ghost trade there. And then what did I do? Then I tried to trade with the trend, I believe. Yep. Oh, no. This is trend. I traded with the trend here, guys. Okay, never mind. This is with the trend. I did a sell here, and it stopped me out there. So that was a good trade. That's a good trade, right? I had a big, strong push, and then it came up. I got in here, and it came up and just took me out. And you can see it went my way quite a ways, but not far enough. Then when it came up here, gave me a bit nice candle off this line. I put my entry just below there, and I was hoping that it was going to drop like a rock. I expected it to. And as you can see, it just came up and took me out again. And if we keep going, you'll see that it was never going to fail for me. So this resistance spot held, and it pushed back up. But then, so basically what I did was took two trades looking for the same move, failed both times, got a good move on it right here. I could have brought that to break even if I was being a little more conservative. But usually with my first trade, I'm not being super conservative. But at any rate, two trades pretty close together. That was it. That was me done for the day. Oh yeah, it did actually. It just took a little while for it to build up enough of a position. You know, I would have to have my stop like up here somewhere. You can see here, this is actually a fair value gap right here. So if we bring this guy up, we can look. We create this fair value gap with this big move down. And that value gap kept holding in a position. So I could have had my stop at the top of that fair value gap or above it and entered in the middle of a fair value gap. That would have been a trade there. It's not one I usually take, but I mean, it's something that's possible, especially when you're using small positions like I am. All right, so that was Tuesday. That explains Tuesday. So that's Tuesday or Monday night. Let's go to Tuesday morning and see what that looks like. Okay, should be getting close to my Tuesday morning. This would have been a good trade here, guys. From the low up into the red line, we would have entered there. We're looking at it to go all the way back down to the low. See what happens. It didn't quite, I don't know. No, there's the low. I don't think I got to the low. But look how far it went, guys. Like, if I would have taken that trade right there, my stop up here, as soon as it went for me, I could have moved my stop to here, right? And then just let it go and looked for it to try and get back to the low. So that's something I could have done, right? I didn't. I don't think I would have. But allowing yourself or giving yourself small enough sizing allows you to go for moves like that. But at any rate, it was moving back. I saw this. I wasn't here, wasn't trading when this happened. But then I also saw it move back up. Another touch of the red line here, and rejection again. You'd be looking for it to break a new low here. And that's, I think I'm looking for it to make a new low, right? At this point, I think I'm watching it, but it's like settling in. Okay. It's been respecting the red line. So we finally got a push here. We're about double bottomed, a little bit lower, but I expected it to break out. And this was me, just an intuition trade. So I looked at this and I thought, you know what? If it breaks below that, it's going to drop. And so I took a trade there and it went down. I think it hit my full target right there. Although I expect it to make a new low. All right. And then here, I think that that's the same trade. Yeah, that's just a ghost trade. Okay. And then here, I saw this come back up. I got in here and I thought it would get back down, make a new low again. But I was very conservative here. So I moved my stop to just below because it was hemming and hawing here. And I moved my stop because I didn't get the reaction I wanted. So I moved my stop to just above break even and it took me out. So then I was trying to be patient. And that is a ghost trade right there. That's not another trade. I don't know why it does that. There it goes. There's the final break. I would have never taken this trade because this didn't make a new low here. So I didn't like it. Okay. Then we got our trade. I don't know if I took any more trades. Guess we can look. Let's look. Yeah, we took 4 trades total. Had a 2 wins and a break even and a loss. So I took more trades. Because I've only seen 2 so far. That's 1, 2. Let's keep watching. Okay. Oh, here we go. So here I had an entry here, expecting it to go, and it came up and took me out. There's my stop loss right there. So it just hit and came down and stomped on me. I like the red line here for support. And so what I did is I decided, you know what? Once it gets back down here, it started hemming and hawing down here. I took another entry here, and I expect it to make a new high. So we had a from the low over the top of the red line. First time it's done that in forever, right? Has not broken that red line. Using it for support, expecting it to make a new high. And it went up. All I did was took the break of this candle because I was being super conservative. Went up, took me in. And then I did the same thing here. So here, once again, I took another entry and it went my way. And I was being super conservative on this one. And I just got kicked out. So it's doubled up, but I only took 5 ticks on this one. And I'm not sure how or why, because I hit target on this. It looks like. Oh no, I didn't. I got stopped out. So I entered at 76 and I got stopped out at 78. So that was just a very small win. And that was it. That was the end of my trading for the day. I just traded this gunk, but I made money on it. It just wasn't very pretty. And that was it. So that was my Tuesday morning. So Tuesday morning, if you guys will recall, was this. And Tuesday evening is this trade. Let's look at that. Focus. Let's go to Tuesday evening. Here we go. Whoa, look at all those trades I took. Okay, so we got right into evening. Here, I saw this high, came down, sat on there. I really liked what was happening here. I was able to get in with a really short stop loss. I had my stop loss right there, and I got some slippage on my stop. It took me out. Then we had this weird kind of a breakout thing happening here. And I wasn't messing with any of that. But here I was looking for an entry here off the gold line, looking for it to make a new low here. I was conservative on it, but I got a nice return on that. That's the same trade right there. And we got another one here. See if I can zoom in here. I'm trying to see what I was doing. So oh yeah, okay. So that was my first one, right? Here's my stop. Here's my entry. My target was here. This is a ghost. Then here, this one, I entered for a buy right here. Why did I do that? I don't know why I would enter for a buy right there. I thought for sure. Oh, I know why. So we finally got a bounce off the red line here. And I thought it would probably try and make a new high. We had all this resistance going on. Finally got the red line, really got a good cross of it here. And I entered here. It looks like I entered prematurely. And it stopped me out. And then I entered again and it stopped me out. And then look at this. So here I entered. Is this the same? Yeah, this is it. That's a ghost trade. think I'm seeing a bunch of ghost trades. Yeah, ghost trade. Okay, and then here, finally, I took a sell at this point. So we crossed over, made a new low. We're kind of, see how we turned it down, broke through the red line, crossed over, made a new low here. I entered on this break of this candle, looking for a downward trend. I expected it to go down to actually to make a new low. This is one that I walked away and just let it go. And you can see how low it got. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just follow the tails because I had my target down here. It got way down there. So this was a really good trade. But as soon as that one fell, I actually come in, like I said, I brought my stop in and I followed these tails and it took me out. But that was still a good trade. Oh, it looks like I entered one more time. This one I came back, I looked at it for a second and thought, you know what, I'll try one more go for it. And it didn't. It started hemming and hawing. I just called it a day after that. I had already done enough trading. As you can see, it's littered with trades. But the nice thing about having the small sizing is I walked away, and you can see on this day, so this is, I walked away up $40 at the end of the day after 6 trades. So that's still good. I was able to take some losses, but still come out ahead. All right, so now let's follow into, we are currently on, this is Tuesday evening. So I think we're just down to Monday morning now. Yep, our Wednesday morning. So let's look at Wednesday morning. Focus. Goes Tuesday evening, up 37. Wednesday morning. This is, like I said, I didn't have a lot of time on this day because we were just getting ready to go camping. So I just jumped in when I was able to, and we'll see when that was. I can't remember. I want to say it was around 10. Okay, yep, there we go. All right, so let's take a look at it. All right, so we can see we had come down. Red line did not hold. It broke through. So once it does that, if there had been a gap here, this would have been a perfect trade right there. Came down, made a new low, broke, made a new low. Here, this would have been a good trade. Trade here. Looking for it to break there. It did. Now it's going sideways a bit, but it makes another new low. Nope. Okay, so now we got a doji, new low, new high. So now we'd be looking for, this is a nice move, looking for a break here, make a new low. Good, hesitated, getting in here, making a new low. Let's see what happens. Oh, look at that, guys. That would have been beautiful. Trade there, making a new low. That would have filled. I don't know why I didn't take that trade. I think I was here when that happened, but I was hesitant for some reason. Maybe because this was such a drawn out pattern. But at any rate, here I got in looking for it to make, I can't remember what I was looking for it to make. But, oh, that's right. Because of this reaction and how high this came, I wasn't super secure about this entry. And so I was being super conservative. And this thing made a like low here and was hemming and hawing. And so I put my stop there before that candle had finished. And that's the same trade. And it would have gone my way if I would have walked away, if I would have left it, because my stop was initially right here. So that was a little frustrating. That was only like a $12 loss. And then I was waiting for it. And what I ended up doing here is I noticed that we are moving into a ranging pattern. And I actually ended up taking a range trade here.
He doesn't like you doing that.
Okay, girl. So that was my loss. And now let's see what trade I ended up taking. I'm pretty sure I took a range trade. Like I said, so I got a ranging pattern here. It's coming down here, and I recognize the ranging pattern. I'm looking for it to get down here into the resistance, and I just went ahead and took a buy here. And I just was looking for a move in our direction, and I was just looking for it to break here, and it did. As you can see, I could have put my target up here. It would have filled in that time. But I made that target. I said, all right, I'm calling it a day because I was trying to get out. So that's it. I mean, that's where we're at for the week. I am I'm liking this new kind of a setup and how we're approaching everything. And hopefully we'll just keep at it. We just got to stay consistent. And I think I've gotten to the point where um, I'm recognizing the value of a funded account, and I'm ignoring the fact that we are moving at a snail's pace, um, perhaps even holding still, and maybe going backwards a little bit every once in a while. But it's important that we're just moving forward, and I don't want to over leverage this small account and blow it up. We need to recognize the value of what it is and get this thing to a payout. So that's what we're working towards. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.